Okay, so let's stay with the 1960s for a moment. In 1967, Ronald Ryan was hanged for murdering a prison guard while attempting to escape from prison. And there were protests against the execution in which you played a prominent part. As a result of those protests, Ryan was the last person to be judicially executed in Australia.
That's
Why did you think this was such an important issue to take up?
Well, I thought it was an important issue from really when I was 7 or 8. I was very conscious of earlier executions in Victoria when I was 7 years old, when I was 9 years old, and so on. I was a lawyer briefly, not a very happy one, but I remember going to the trial of three criminals from Sydney, and that's a factor not to be disregarded in Melbourne, called Lee, Clayton and Andrews. Lee was a woman, Andrews and Clayton were men. And I remember attending as a student, attending their trials very often. And in fact, I saw a lot of all three, and all three of them were executed at once. Well, not at once. She was executed first at 8 o'clock and the others were executed at 10. That was back in 1951. From a very, very early age, I was determined that if I could do anything that I could, if I wanted to be remembered for anything, it would be to work towards the end of the abolition of the death penalty. But it was been an absolute driving force in my life. And when I was in the Victorian Parliament, I wanted to go to the federal parliament, but then people said to me, well, if you go to the Victorian Parliament, you might be able to do something to achieve the abolition of the death penalty. So I said, well, okay, in that case, I'll do it. And I think it's fair to say I played quite a critical role. I regard that really as, in a way, if I had to pick any single issue that's given me more emotional satisfaction than anything, I'd say it was the abolition of the death penalty.